We're starting to see something very interesting in Philly here. The trash is piling up and the bodies are piling up. And I think you're going to start to see a dichotomy between the residents there. Some people are going to be very disappointed and they have the ability to move. They're not going to be happy living in trash, and other people are not going to see this that much of a big deal here. So I saw this article, video actually. It was from 7 years ago, I think 7 years ago, and I'll see if I can pull that up on the screen here. And it was about a trash pickup. Trash pickup, interestingly enough, in Philly. And I want you to hear what this guy has to say here. Here's the video.
Philadelphia homeowner is upset with the city over garbage collection. Tonight, our Alexandria Hoff has an exclusive look at surveillance video showing the trash trouble.
Each day, Jerome Gass patrols from his property to the end of the block, making sure it is trash-free.
I'm from a part of the city where we take pride in our neighborhoods and keep our neighborhoods clean. And I moved in this neighborhood and I bought a house here and I keep my neighborhood clean.
But one day a week, Wednesdays specifically, he noticed that his hard work was undone.
My house was trash. My neighborhood was trash. And I wondered what happened.
So he decided to review his security cameras.
Found out the city is trashing my house.
Wednesday just so happens to be trash day in the Frankfort section of the city. Check out this video given exclusively to Eyewitness News. In it, a city garbage truck pulls in front of Gass's home. After the bins are emptied, workers are seen hurling Gass's containers back on the street, tossing remaining trash with them.
Put the trash out. I expect it to be taken away.
Well, something else appeared to be taken away. Watch the beginning of this video again. Gass has 3 trash cans plus a bag at the curb. 3 cans are emptied, but only 2 thrown back.
I've chased my trash can down the street, got it out the trash truck numerous times.
Gass says he is running out of receptacle containers and patience.
I care about my neighborhood.
Good for you.
The city, I want them to care about me.
Now, we did show that video to the city, and they told me that they are looking into the matter. Reporting live in Center City, Alexandria Hoff, CBS 3 Eyewitness News.
And that was 7 years ago. And these are the people that the mayor is begging and trying to negotiate with. These are the people that she has to sit down and negotiate with.
Well, right now we are near 60th and Columbia in West Philadelphia, and this is just one of the areas where the trash continues to pile up and pile up and pile up. Just a few minutes ago, we just saw folks come here and you can see dump down a couple mattresses, some other big stuff that I don't even know what it is, but as you can see, look all the way down here as we walk by with the cars coming back. You can imagine what this smell is. It's absolutely horrendous. And of course, during the day when that sun really heats up, I'm sure this gets much worse. There is some good news. It looks like the union and the city are expected to resume talks tomorrow. So hopefully that works out. But I can tell you, this year, the July 4th holiday is a little different.
So all this whole Sky Festival.
A different feeling outside the gates of the Wawa Welcome America July 4th concert on the Parkway. This year demonstrate.
You almost have to ask yourself, did the black mayor do this shit on purpose?
Stood guard nearby.
Jasmine Sullivan, one of the other performers, just pulled out of the concert.
Cheers erupted this afternoon when someone announced Philadelphia native Jasmine Sullivan would not be singing tonight. She joined LL Cool J in standing with District Council 33, both saying they can't cross the picket line.
He made a decision that I respect a great deal. Listen, I'm an unapologetically lifelong, not a Johnny come lately, but a lifelong pro-union, pro-worker, and labor public official.
The mayor also says she has nothing but love for Sullivan, respecting her decision to stay away. The union released separate statements on the concert cancellations, basically thanking both for their leadership.
This is what the system is about. This is how it happens, bro.
While the city and union took the holiday off from negotiating, the trash continues to be an issue in neighborhoods. We saw some near 60th and Columbia in West Philadelphia unloading their garbage next to a recreation center.
Can't blame her. This is Nutter and Kenny's mess. Kenny lied in our face, in District 33's face. Shook our hands and lied in our face. We don't have no hazard pay. We dodging cars every day, bro.
Overnight, police say there were several garbage fires at collection sites across the city. They called this a serious matter. We're ending night 4 of the strike, and no deal.
We are working extremely hard, doing everything that we can do, Philadelphia, to reach a fair and fiscally responsible contract with our municipal workers who are part of District Council 33, and we're going to keep hammering away.
So once again, it's a wait and watch game. Take another look at all of this garbage. It spans a good half a block or so, and you can just see some of the big extra large items that they've left behind here, and this just...
So what's happening now is that the residents are dumping bulk items in the trash now. Typically, they'd have to take that to the landfill or schedule a pickup date. I'm not sure how Philly does it. But the people, maybe construction guys, you're probably dropping drywall off, all kind of hazardous material, tires, oil, whatever they can drop off here under the no regulations, under the escape of darkness here. They can dump anything in these communities. And in the poor neighborhoods, they really going to get to dumping. I know because they dump in my neighborhoods and they dump it legally. Now they can legally dump here in Philly.
Slowly continues to pile up day after day after day. We were not able to get any union leadership on camera today, but they tell us they were working on a counter proposal yesterday, and that those talks are expected to resume once again tomorrow. For now, we are live in West Philadelphia, Aaron Baskerville, NBC 10 News.
And that was 11 hours ago. They mentioned the Wawa, they were scheduled to have some type of concerts or something there, and looks like some of the artists, the black artists, are siding with the union there to the detriment of the city, so they'll lose out financially from many of the big artists, big name artists not showing up.
Escalate. Philadelphia's mayor desperately urging the city's blue-collar employees to return to work as the strike moves into its 4th day.
The history books will say that Mayor Sherelle Parker did right by the blue-collar men and women of District Council 33 and put an offer on the table that no other municipal blue-collar workers in the nation could be able to say.
Members of District Council 33 remain on the picket line tonight, though, as city services suffer and thousands of people coming into town to celebrate the 4th of July. It is Thursday night, and the big story in Action News is the ongoing city workers' strike and its growing impact on 4th of July celebrations. And breaking just moments ago, rapper and entertainer LL Cool J, the headliner for the Wawa Welcome America concert, says he will not cross the picket line and will not perform if the strike is still underway tomorrow. It's just one way the strike...
But there's absolutely no way that I could perform, cross a picket line and pick up money when I know that people are out there fighting for a living wage. I'm not doing that.
But they need your money to pay the wages. The death spiral that the blacks find themselves in. Trash piling up, nobody's picking it up. Nobody wants to come and do business with the city, so now you got no money. The black death spiral with trash piling up.
It is just one way the strike is impacting Philadelphians this holiday weekend. Action News reporter Brianna Gallagher is live along the Parkway tonight with all the latest developments. And Brianna, we seem to be nowhere near a deal to end this continuing strike.
That's right, Rick. And within the hour, LL Cool J taking to social media to reveal this news, and comments are pouring in supporting his decision. Meanwhile, we are in day 3 of this strike. And
I told everyone that blacks will support this union strike, even if the trash piles sky high to the sky, block all the sunlight. The blacks on the side with these government workers, I guarantee you.
At this point, there is no timeline as to when those negotiations are expected to resume.
In order to come back to the bargain table, you have to have a counter proposal to be able to do. Now, we just presented the city what we thought was a very, very fair counter proposal last night. They rejected it and came back with very much the same proposal that they've had.
Negotiations between District Council 33 and the city ended overnight without a deal.
The city of Philadelphia offered to return to the table today, and the union did not accept that offer.
Calling us in a room and sitting down for hours after hours after hours when there's no dialogue going on is wasting our time. So that's why we're going to go back, sit, revise our proposal, get it over to the city, and then we'll happily meet with them.
As the strike lingers, so does the trash. The view from Chopper 6 shows blocks being taken over by hundreds of trash bags and even bulk items like mattresses and construction debris.
It's not sanitary at all. The rats are going to be out here tonight.
Meanwhile, city officials say Independence Day celebrations along the parkway will go on as planned.
There will be no stopping us on delivering what will be the best in the country, 4th of July.
With sanitation workers on the picket line, mountains of trash piling up, thousands of tourists are coming into the city. They're taking note.
Party with trash piled up, I promise you. They'll party with trash piled up, I promise you now.
There's a smell. There's a distinct smell. I don't know if that's Philly or if that's the trash.
Residents hope they can come to a resolution sooner rather than later.
We have essential workers that provide our services, and if you have essential workers, you got to pay them essentially.
You can call me a one-term mayor, but I'll tell you what I will not do. I will not put the fiscal stability of the city of Philadelphia in jeopardy for no one. If that means I'm a one-term mayor, then so be it.
With the exception of LL Cool J's performance now up in the air, everything else along the parkway, that's expected to start at 4 o'clock tomorrow. We're live along the parkway. Brianna Gallagher, Channel 6 Action News. Rick.
Brianna, thank you.
The one-term mayor she very well could be, but the problem is there really isn't many people better than her to step up. If there were, they would have probably stepped up and beat her in the last election there. And as I tell you, like, you know, this, if you don't own anything, you don't own any businesses or anything, this trash really is just more or less a minor inconvenience. If you don't own the property, you don't pay anything to live, you're just kind of comfortable with it, it's a minor inconvenience. But if you live here, you have children, you want them to be able to go to the parks and stuff like that, and no trash is being picked up, you may decide it's time to give up on this high tax, high trash, piled to the sky city. And that wouldn't be enough if it wasn't for the crime and the violence. Trash piling up and the bodies are too. And this was, I guess it was overnight in Philly. These blacks could have been picking up trash. They could have been picking up trash. They very well could have. But they chose to engage in other activities instead. I guess this police chief here will say that bullets were flying. Magic bullets.
Responded to a call for a person shot on the 1100 block of South 11th Street, 1132 to be exact, at an establishment called 7 Elements Restaurant Bar Lounge. Upon arrival, officers discovered 3 persons suffering from gunshot wounds. They were immediately taken to area hospitals. At least 2 of them are currently listed in critical condition. Since that time, we have learned that in addition to the 3 that police transported to the hospitals, an additional 8 have come into area hospitals, various hospitals in the area, suffering from gunshot wounds from this incident. So at this point, we believe there were 11 victims who were shot as a result of this incident at this particular location. We heard that there is a possibility that there may be another person, making it 12, but we have not been able to confirm that at this time. Given that there are so many victims, I cannot give you specifics as to where each individual was shot. However, they were shot in various parts of the body. The most serious injuries were a person working ostensibly as a security guard who was shot in the face, and also a woman who was shot in the back. They're both listed in critical condition. Others are reported to have been shot in the legs, extremities, arms, etc., and suffering other non-life-threatening gunshot injuries. The crime scene consists of multiple spent shell casings, both on the upper floor where the restaurant bar is located, and there are also additional shell casings on a stairway that leads from the upper floor to the bottom floor. More shell casings on the parking lot below. So we're not sure if those shell casings came from a gun that was fired above, or whether the gunman or gunmen continued firing even from the lower floors. We just haven't been able to determine that yet. It's still very, very early in the investigation. Given the magnitude of this incident, there are still a lot of unanswered questions. We have cleared the building itself. We have found no additional victims inside. However, there is a lot of evidence in there, money, identifications, that sort of thing. We're now combing through any video surveillance that might be able to give us some information on what exactly happened here this morning. Be more than happy to answer any additional questions if you have any.
Do we know, was this business open? How many people were inside? Was there a party for the 4th of July going on?
It's unclear. It's unclear. And also, given that this call came out around 3:53, this building should, this facility, this business should not be open that late. And upon arrival, it was shut. So we had to ensure that there were no additional victims inside, so we had to defeat the doors to get inside. We do not have any motives at this time, nor do we have any suspects in custody.
That's code word. They knocked the doors off the hinges.
We're unsure if this incident was perpetrated by one lone gunman or whether there were multiple shooters. We just don't know that at this time yet.
When officers arrived on scene at like 3:53, what did it look like? Were there people all over, or?
A lot of the people were running. Officers, obviously, their focus, their priority was getting the injured to the hospital so that they could immediately get medical help. That was their focus. And, 3 alone is a significant number of victims for officers to have to deal with at 3:53 in the morning. Once we started learning that more and more people were shot, naturally we have to now deploy more officers to the hospitals, investigators to the hospitals, to get that information from these other gunshot victims. So we're piecing it together. And again, this is going to take some time given the number of victims in this incident. But it does appear, fortunately, that even the 2 individuals that are listed in critical condition look like they are going to survive. So no one has died from this shooting as of yet, and it hopefully appears that no one will.
11 people shot is the most significant shooting Philadelphia's had since the Fairmount Park shooting, which was not too long ago.
It's a lot of people. I mean, I don't keep track of the statistics. However, again, we're very thankful that these hardworking officers were able to get here on time and get these victims to the hospital as quickly as possible so that they can receive life-saving care. And again, there were at least 8 other individuals who were taken by private vehicle, and they also received care. Some of them were taken to non-trauma hospitals and they got whatever care they could at those hospitals and then transported to trauma hospitals that deal with gunshot victims on a regular basis. So, but at this time, that's the information that I have.
The evidence, can you kind of paint the picture as to where shell casings were found?
Well, again, there are shell casings that were found just outside of the bar, also on the upper balcony, and there were some shell casings also on the staircase as well, and also on the parking lot below. There were some, so it does appear that victims were running in all different directions, through the back way, through the front way. But again, our investigators are piecing all this together at this time.
How long do you guys plan to be out here?
Until the investigation is concluded, so however long that takes.
And is it multiple different hospitals that people were transported to?
That's correct. University of Pennsylvania Hospital, Pennsylvania Hospital, which is not a trauma hospital, but they did what they could. HUP, Cedar, and Jefferson also took some patients, and there might be at some other hospitals. Again, the number of persons shot necessitated persons going to different hospitals, because certainly the hospitals could be overwhelmed if all of those victims all went to the same hospital, so they were taken to various hospitals.
Is it unusual for a business where something like this happens inside, then just close up and not report it?
We're still trying to figure out exactly what happened there. And obviously our investigators are going to take the lead in trying to identify who was in that business, who was running the business, why they were open when they were. And also we're going to be reaching out to not only the owner or proprietors of the business, but also of this mall as well, to try to gather some additional surveillance footage. But there's going to be a lot of investigating that needs to be done and a lot of questions that need to be answered.
Emotionally, is this difficult for the police department?
Well, our hardworking officers are always willing to give their all to ensure that we take persons who suffer these sorts of tragic incidents to safety to get the help that they need. But they are well equipped, well trained, and they're doing the absolute best that they can. And I'm very proud of these officers for all the hard work that they put in, and especially at the conclusion of a holiday weekend, or at the beginning of a weekend, but you know, July 4th going into July 5th.
And here's an update. I think at least a couple people were killed.
So any other kind of meta background stuff, like
I think a couple people
not
killed in that shooting there. And let me see if I can pull that up on the screen here. Give me 1 second. Yeah, it looks like a couple of people were killed in that shooting there, at least 3. And here's the headline here. I think it was 3 people shot dead. Here's what the location looks like here. So it is a shopping center. You heard the police chief say that. I want to say at least 3 were shot dead, though. 3, let's see, Philly Bar. Pretty sure three people were reported as dead. 2 critical, right there. 3. Somewhere I saw 3 people shot dead. Well, at least there's 2 critical right there. Okay, so I stand corrected there. I thought I saw something that said 3 killed. Multiple people injured. Okay, I'll stand corrected there. Either way it goes. Anyway, interesting case out of Philadelphia. As the trash piles up, the bodies are piling up just the same. Again, this seemingly was a club that should not have been open that late at night. And then when the police arrived to look into this shooting, apparently they were shooting inside the club and out. And the police had barricaded, the club owners had barricaded the place, and you can see the place. We showed that earlier in the shopping center. So imagine doing business in a shopping center like this, where the trash is piling up, and then people are killing people, and your business is now a crime scene. Again, so this is just Philadelphia, and the amount of decay and the amount of dysfunction Mayor Sherelle Park has found herself in. She thought she was a friend of the unions, but the unions aren't necessarily her friend, and it just may be her undoing there. And she said she's fine with being a one-term mayor. Once again, guys, thank you for watching. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and share this with a friend. Thank you for joining, and I am
the nigga. I bring it to you rough, rugged, and raw.